everybody, welcome to my channel. I would first off like to say I'm sorry for that very long break that I took. That a lot has happened in that break, and I'll be going over that in a future video. This video is going to be all about my pregnancy. So we'll go over all the trimesters and how much weight I gained and all the symptoms I had. The first trimester, I had intense morning sickness and I was extremely tired. I threw up 2 to 3 times a day. I slept all the time. I could barely make it through work. My feet hurt all the time too. I ended up having to quit my job because I was just throwing up too much and I couldn't work because I was always in the bathroom. In the second trimester, I got a little bit of my energy back. So I picked up another job. I was still throwing up twice a day, but I could get through it with work, so it was in the morning and at night, so I could work in between. I also got a really bad kidney infection in my second trimester, so that caused me to have to quit my job because I was in the hospital about 3 times, and I ended up having to go on a proactive antibiotic to prevent any more kidney infections and UTIs, and I'm currently still on that right now. I was very energetic. I was nesting a lot to prepare for her. That's when we found out that she was a girl, and her name was gonna be Kendal Lynn Salvador, but we ended up changing it to Kendal Lynn May Salvador, and that is her. Say hi. And in the third trimester, I picked up a job because I was feeling a lot better. I was still throwing up in the morning, but it was nothing I couldn't handle. I was very low on energy, but I worked through it because I was really bored staying at home. I worked at Spirit Halloween. And I worked up until I couldn't anymore. I stopped working around October 20th because I was having really bad Braxton Hicks contractions every day, to the point where I really could barely walk around. I was in the bathroom all the time peeing because that was another symptom that didn't hit me until third trimester. So I stopped working around October 20th. She was supposed to be coming November 12th, but she ended up coming November 3rd. It's a kind of a funny story because the day before, November 2nd, I actually called my doctor and asked her if I could have a social induction because I could barely get out of bed. It hurt so bad. I was huge. I ended up gaining 9 pounds throughout the whole pregnancy, but they weren't worried about that because I was throwing up a lot, so they didn't expect me to gain a lot of weight. But I'm trying to think, where was I? So she told me no. She said there was too many complications that could come with that, and I was 38 weeks and 4 days pregnant. So to her, I wasn't full term, and then the next day, I woke up at 9:30 in the morning having contractions, but I didn't believe they were contractions because I was in the hospital twice before with false contractions. But she ended up coming the next day. It was a very long labor. I lost my mucus plug about a month before I gave birth. So that waiting game for the contractions was very annoying. I just wanted her to come. Oh my, that was a big burp. But my labor overall was 12 hours long. I woke up at 9:30 in the morning with contractions. I kept taking a shower because I thought I peed myself, but it turned out my water broke. So, it actually took my husband to convince me to actually go to the hospital. So I finally went to the hospital probably And I think I got there around noon-ish. It might have been after, I don't know. I was in a lot of pain by the time I got there. I was in tears from how much pain I was having. I was planning on not having an epidural, but I ended up having it, but it took them so long to get it to me. I was 9 centimeters by the time they gave it to me. But I started pushing at around 6, I want to say, when I was 10 centimeters. And she didn't come until 10:28, I believe. They were about ready to give me a C-section because I was pushing for 4 hours and she just wasn't budging. So they said if she didn't come out within the next couple of pushes, we'd have to go in for a C-section. But she came out within the next push because she's a little stubborn baby. And it was a very emotional labor. Most of it I don't remember because I was in a lot of pain because it took them so long to get me any pain medication. But I'm proud of myself for making it all the way till 9 centimeters without anything. I'll talk more about after labor in a different video because that's a little bit of a long story about what happened to me. To put a long story short, for now, I will never be going back to the hospital that I gave birth at because it was very traumatic. And it was just, I'll never forget what happened, and it was just horrible. But I'm happy that she was a healthy baby. Yeah, she's very healthy. She's about 3.5 months now. And she's so cute, and she's an overachiever. But, yep, in the next video I'll be talking about after labor and postpartum and everything I went through up until now. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to end the video now. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.